the beehive that we completed in the last episode, taking everything in and getting way too close to my face. I'm sorry about this. I'm inside of the bee farm that I made in the last episode, enjoying the bees and all of the little details that we put in here. And now with this completed farm, we have plenty of honeycomb to last us forever with anything that we need to wax all of the signs that we're going to be hanging up everywhere all over this area, and to wax all of this copper, and to create all kinds of honey blocks as well, like these guys over here. I'm just so very happy with this building. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Let's Play series. I'm your host, Dr. Banana, PhD. And in last episode, we created this bee farm back here that I'm so very proud of. You can see the bees buzzing away, producing all kinds of stuff. Actually, just honeycomb and honey, but a lot of it. And we're going to keep the momentum going by adding to this area of our city center. Right behind me is going to be the next two buildings that I'm going to be adding to this area to really add some weight and life to this area as well, and just starting to populate this place with some buildings. So we're going to keep on theme with these bees and flowers by adding this building over here, which is going to be the flower shop. And hopefully, if there's time, the building right next to it, which is the greenhouse. As you can tell, there is a theme for this build today, and I'm so excited to bring it to life. I feel like they're going to tie in very well together in this area, and eventually, when more buildings pop up and I get into the landscaping and such, this area in between them will be all pathed up and all decorated with flowers and bees and everything. It's going to be so nice. As you know from last episode, we discovered the cherry trees, and we got this box of spoils of all the cherry logs. And I am so excited to finally get started with these and building them. They are going to be the prominent main block inside of the florist shop. So that's right, it's going to be pink. Not only do we need all of this cherry log, we are also going to need some other pink blocks, notably some pink terracotta. And luckily, as you can tell, I do have some terracotta in this box, white terracotta and the light gray terracotta. I went over to the mesa far away to get this, and the white terracotta is this building block here. I just love the light pink hue that it has for this, and I'm looking for any excuse to use the white terracotta. I feel like it lends itself very well to kind of a medieval style building. Of course, that kind of stucco or whatever it's called, drywall. I did use this in the previous season on the medieval Let's Play series, and I used this other block which I did not specify in the last episode. These blocks here, which add a little bit of contrast and separation and definition, I like to imagine that this is kind of the outer facade, the paint kind of chipping off, showing wear over time. What this block is actually here in my hand. It's brown mushroom, or just any kind of mushroom block in general. This one is specifically brown mushroom. But a really cool thing that you can do with brown mushroom, little feature, is that once you start placing it, if you were to place one on a face and then remove it, it exposes the inner core of the mushroom, which I think is so neat. So, as you saw in the last time-lapse, probably a little glimpse of the brown, I built this up, placed some on the sides, and then chopped it down to show that exposed corner. It's a neat little feature, and I love any excuse to start building with these not-so-common blocks, just to add some variety and texture and to use the full color space. I've used this before in that building there. As you can see in this level, there is the brown mushroom block. I actually ran into some similar issues building that with this same mechanic. You see, if I'm building up a surface and wanting to keep it brown like that, if I misclick and go to take it off, you can see it stripped that face. So in order to correct, I would have to not only chop down that accidental block, chop down that one, and replace it, so I can keep that green, not green, that's green, keep that brown surface intact. Now, let's get rid of this and get to building. Oh, collateral damage. So, I'm going to need some pink terracotta, and luckily with the datapacks that I have installed on the server, is universal dyeing. And so, I get to dye any kind of already dyed block in the game, which I think is awesome. So, if we right-click, we can select some pink terracotta, And you can see I can already use the light gray terracotta. It doesn't need to be undyed. And this is just so very convenient. So I'm going to get the pink terracotta. And I need to turn this into glazed terracotta. Time to put this terracotta in the automatic smelter system. I also have another data pack, which allows a lot more things to be smelted up by the blast furnace and not just ores, which I think is awesome. So let's see if this actually works here. It does! Fantastic! So that's going to be smelting up in a jiffy. Putting that in there and just basking in the moody ambience of the shaders inside of the basement. And I just love the way that complementary reimagined shaders looks. Like, isn't that lovely? This is the main shader that I use for all of the intro sequences and whenever I just need to show off how pretty something looks. And I really like how this little rod here is emanating some light. It's very nice, a little blaze rod in the center of the brewing stand. That is cool. And of course, this ender chest right there. Oh, look at that. No light emission when I'm punching it. They are finishing up now, as you can see. Each one shutting off individually just in time. And that went pretty quickly. I didn't record the entire process because that wasn't too interesting. But believe me, it was just a few seconds. And we got 3 or 2 in glass in each one. Yay! No, the quirks of this system, it just holds it into here for us to take and get the experience. So let's see if I can repair some of my tools with the mending enchantment. Take some of that. Perfect. Of course, it wasn't too much, so it's just a little bit of XP. And this is the first time, as you can tell, that I've smelted these guys into the glazed pink terracotta. And look at that pattern. Isn't that neat? It's like a little flower petal. Look at that. That is pretty cool. This is going to be the base of our flower shop. Another building block that's really going to tie into this build is in here. We're going to use some moss and some cobblestone. Make some mossy cobble. And this is really going to add some detail and tie our build together. You'll see why in just a little bit. Some more important things that I need for this build, for the flower build, are obviously flowers. This is my box of flowers that I have currently, not including the 2 high flowers that I have at the mega base so far. So I have most of them here, but not all. So I am on a mission to get all of the flowers. There are 2 new flowers that released in the 1.20 update, and they both come from sniffers. I may or may not be able to get the sniffer egg in this episode when I'm out and about looking for the flowers, because this world is pretty huge and I don't know exactly where there is a new structure to get the sniffer eggs nearby. Hello there. So that might have to be a adventure for another time. But right now I need some oxeye daisies, lily of the valley. Is this it? No, those are some tulips. Lily of the valley, and some orchids. So I have the oxeye daisy there. And let me look around for some lily of the valley. Hey, I found one. It was hiding behind all of these. Time to get you, and time to get you. Okay, so amongst my travels out here looking for a swamp biome so I can get the blue orchid, I flew over to this quite interesting cliff with a jungle biome here, and I found this guy. It's a panda! I don't think I've ever seen or encountered a panda in survival Minecraft before. So I'm super excited to know that there are pandas on this little island. Of course, Spawn Mountain is right over there. You can't see it. It's not loaded, just a few hundred blocks over that way. But I'm stoked that these pandas are not too far away. Now, I'm only seeing one panda here, and I hope I can find another one somewhere close by so that I can potentially have panda pets. I'm gonna take a little look around in these forests in an attempt to try to find some pandas. There's an apple over here. That apple bean there means that leaf block got destroyed. I don't know how that could happen. Maybe someone came over here and destroyed it and then left the area. You know what? Let me have a little fly around. I think that will be the most efficient way to check to see if there are more pandas. And I'm going to try not to hit some of this bamboo that is very high up. I can't seem to find any more pandas right now, which is too bad, but that's not my mission. I'm looking for a swamp. There it is! A swamp! I found it! Let me just have a little fly around in this swamp. A lot of water, and I'm not seeing a single orchid out here. Are there not any orchids in this swamp? There are frogs. Hello, frogs. But where are the orchids? There's a bunch of seagrass. Bunch of water. Oh boy. This isn't good. I've come all this way to this swamp that I'm not entirely sure I know exactly where it is. And there are no orchids around anywhere. I've never seen this. And I don't even have any bones to try to bone meal this area to try to get some orchids out of it. Maybe I'll have to wait for nighttime to slay a few skeletons so that I can bone meal this area, but there's nothing. Going along here. Oh, there they are! Oh, I found them! Oh, a small little collection of them hidden over here. You know, these are the only orchids that I have seen. And as you can tell, it's the first time I'm getting an orchid in this world. So I'm going to take a few of them. I'm going to put them in the box. Then I'm going to get on out of here. I have decided to go look for places where sniffer eggs will be. And that is going to be in the warm ocean ruins. In order for me to do that, I need to go make a brush to do some archaeology. Now, I don't know how to make a brush, but I know that it includes copper and string, and it's not even showing up. So that's great. Do I need to hold a copper ingot in my hand? I do! Okay, now we can be able to search the brush. Brush. Okay, stick, feather. It's a feather, not some string. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Let's see if I have any of that. I have the feather, and I do have this the stick in here. Let's make a bunch, because they do have some durability, and I don't know how many times I can use this. So let's get... I have enough ingots. Let's make the brush. Bam! Alright, I think 3 should be good enough. Why don't we head on out? Okay, I just found a sunken ship on my way over to go try to find the area that I'm going to be searching for, the warm ruins, ocean ruins. And I don't think I've searched this before, and I haven't. I have some smithing templates, which I'm so excited that I finally found. I get to use these to customize armor, and I get to duplicate these, so that's awesome. I'm super stoked for these things here. Should I take the gold? I don't really have that much gold. Okay, I'll take the gold. Why not? Okay, something super interesting that I just found is this jungle temple in the middle of the ocean. That's not even in a jungle. Is there a jungle nearby? There is not even a jungle nearby. I think that is so hilarious. Alright, well, why don't we check out this dangerous area? Alright. So let's take a little looks around. I haven't explored a jungle temple in quite some time. It's been a really, really long time. I think I can find some templates, some armor templates in here, so I'm stoked about that. I know that there are some traps in here. Oh, and I got hit by the trap. That's very funny. Okay, where else? There it is. Let's see here. There's some gold. I'll take the gold, why not? And then there's a secret room right over on this side. Let's see. Is there a special way I gotta do this? Maybe like that. Huh. Maybe not. Let me go break in Tomb Raider style. There we are. And more gold. Unfortunately, no templates. Better luck next time. Alright, moment of truth. I found the suspicious gravel. There it is. Let me take out the brush and get to brushing. Ooh, this is fun. I've never done this before. Alright, looks like we got some trash. Just a little ingot there. Let's see, what else are we getting? Ooh, some pottery shards. Fantastic. Yay! Now I get to decorate some pottery. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to start taking damage soon. What is this? That is an iron axe. Alright, let's get some air. Perfect. There's some more. Oop, there's another shard. Sherd. Pottery sherd. There we go. Oh, there's an emerald. Very nice. I'm happy about these shards here, these sherds. But what I'm really looking for are sniffer eggs. And another sherd. Well, at least I'll be able to make a lot of cool pottery things. Pots? Decorated pots. There we go. Alright, I just found this desert temple. And I heard that there is suspicious sand somewhere. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's see what we get. Brush that. Oh, we got some TNT. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Anything else around here? Maybe I need to dig around some more. Let me put some light. Alright, let's see here. No suspicious sand just yet. Oh, too bad. Let's check on the other side. Oh, looks like that's it. Alright, let's go down to the bottom. Destroy the pressure plate in the middle so that we don't blow up. And let's check the loot. Some horse armors. That's not too bad. I don't need the book. Please give me a template. There is a template! Dune! Fantastic. Oh, another one. Perfect. Alright, I found another one. Here we go. Let me fight off the drowned. And, oh, there's another one over there. Okay, now let's see. There's nothing in that chest, but there is suspicious sand. Now, let's please get something interesting. What is this? Oh, it's just coal. Oh, I see. What can we see? What can we see? Oh, it's more coal. Is this it? This is it! A sniffer egg! Oh my goodness, I got it! I got it! In your face! Okay, get this suspicious sand here. There's more coal. Okay. What is this? Another egg! Yes! Another sniffer egg! I have enough to make some more sniffers, and I'm so stoked. That is what we need. Now we are back in the tower to take a look at the spoils. I looked around in the ocean for a little while longer, and I found a few more stuff here. So we got these armor trims here, which I'm excited to play around with, and in the Richides box you can see I have the 2 sniffer eggs, which I am so stoked to finally use. And some pottery sherds as well. That's going to come in handy when we make our flower shop. And now while we're here, let me show you some other work that I have done. I spent a lot of time breeding up a bunch of villagers, getting their professions locked in, putting them through the system to be cured from zombieism over and over until I got them down to a cheap trade that I like. So I got some masons here, finally. Now I'll be able to trade emeralds for a bunch of nice stone trades here, so I don't have to go into the nether for hours and hours getting quartz. I could just trade them for quartz, which is very handy and very convenient. So I got some of the masons, and if we pop upstairs, I got some of the farmers. So now I finally have a consistent golden carrot supply. I did have a few at the bottom level, but they were killed off when a few raids happened, unfortunately. And that's also why you see a few of the iron golems here and there. It's to defend and protect these villagers from the random raids that spawn somewhere in the mountain and follow inside of here somehow. I'm not entirely sure how this happened. I really need to block off this section. It goes into the mountain, and then it's just holes and caves where they just come on through and kill all of these villagers, which is really too bad. And as you can tell, I have put in some of the Fletchers, got them down to just 1 stick to an emerald trade. I don't know if every single one is like this. Alright, these 2 are. Yep, all of them are 1 stick to emerald, and that is an incredible trade. Now, the reason I was focusing so much on getting all of these villagers here is that by the time we're watching this, and actually by the time I'm recording this, 1.20.2 is out, and they have changed villager trading and villager trades from zombieism. It's now no longer nearly as effective and broken as it is currently. So, you now won't be able to get it down to just 1 and stay at 1 from doing zombie curing over and over and over again, which is too bad, but I definitely understand because it is pretty overpowered. Now, with that all explained, let's go in to this box to get our sniffer eggs so that we can have sniffers. I am back here at the mega base, ready to set up the area for the sniffers. I want to dedicate an entire building to them later on in the future, but I currently don't have plans for that yet, and I want to get them up and running. So, down here, I have a temporary little sniffer holding cell. I'm going to plop them in there, and when they grow up, they're going to start rooting around, digging for seeds, and under here, I've set up this little collection system here to suck the seeds into here and have them deposited into this little chest. That way I'm not missing out, and that way I don't have to go in here all of the time to get the eggs. Alright, let's set up these sniffers. I'm so stoked. This is my first time. You go there. Ooh, green particles. And you go there. Oh, very nice. Oh, I love the shape of these eggs. These are really cool. And they really have like an old dinosaur kind of feel. I really like it. Alright, so I'm just going to have to wait a little while in order for these things to hatch. And when they do, we'll have baby sniffers, and then they will grow up to full-size sniffers. I'm so excited. Alright, we have done a lot of prep and a lot of exploring. I think it's time to get to building. Right here next to the bee shop is going to be the flower shop. Let's start it off with a building time-lapse. And with that, the building time-lapse is over, and we have these 2 new builds fresh here on this plot that I am so happy we got done. This first one here is the Florist, and I had such a fun and challenging time building with not only this pink wood here, the cherry wood, but also, as you can tell, it's at a diagonal. I mean, they're both at a diagonal, but this one is at a different angle. This one is a 3x1x3x1 offset here. It's about 22 degrees, somewhere in between 45 and 90 to fit this angle right here. And it was quite a challenge trying to figure out a design for this build. Let me take you on a little tour around here. We have a little overhang where there's going to be a little outside shop area for the 2 high flowers. A large window. I'm still getting the design together for that one. And then the side here, there's going to be a little path with some flowers and some plants leading out to a nice little decorated outdoorsy path / walk over here. And right over here we have some of the growth infecting the roof here. When I have all of this decorated, it's going to make much more sense, but it's on this side because it's coming from the greenhouse right here. And I just love how this greenhouse turned out. I'll take any excuse to work with the oxidized copper, and I feel like this is a great introduction for it in this area that really matches the roof of this building here. And also the little decorations, little teal schemes here with everything else. Also, I'm a big fan of these doors here. These are the crimson warped doors, and I'm so glad I'm able to use it here. Not only does it match in color scheme, but I just love the little vine texture. I feel like that's gonna play very well towards the greenhouse aesthetic. Just tried to create a loose frame, very open with the white stained glass to kind of show humidity, something like that. And I just love the way it looks. If we pop inside this building here, I tried to get a subtle little checkerboard pattern that still falls within the warm color spectrum, kind of complementing the pink tones here. This right here is jungle wood, and also this is the kind of exposed / stripped mushroom block, brown mushroom block. It's the same mushroom block that is there in that building, the B building. And taking another look outside, we have these little window overhangs. Really like the simplicity of these things. I was trying to figure out how to do that with this kind of window, but I feel like this kind of lends itself nicely to it. And of course, we do have these planters right here, these concrete planters, which I am very stoked to fill in. It ties into those planters there in that central circle, that city center. And some here to kind of frame out this path, this kind of natural path that I'll do at some point that will continue on this way and then go down into this terraformed area that will look all decorated and nice with a bunch of custom plants and trees. However, these buildings by themselves is not all. They're going to be fully decorated, fully furnished in this episode. Let's do so by transitioning through this building here, opening these double doors at the same time to see the fully decorated greenhouse. Here it is in all of its glory. I am so happy with this build. I tried to add as much details as I possibly could. Let us take a look at all of the details inside of the new greenhouse. Over on this side are the larger trees. I try to make little custom trees here. I'm really happy with this custom cherry tree. The little wonky trunk itself there, that was a ton of fun. I experimented around using dark oak, however that was a little bit too thin, so I decided to go with this nether brick, and I'm a big fan. I love all the particles that it adds with the little blossoms falling off the tree and the particles coming from that spore blossom here to really make this feel like a living, breathing greenhouse. And these two custom trees over here with a birch type tree with some variation in the leaves with the what is this? Lichen, the glow lichen, and this azalea type tree with these barrels holding onto all types of that tree type. So there's going to be a ton of leaves, all of the saplings and such. Over on this side is a little bit more of miscellaneous stuff. I added a little pond here to show all of the different kinds of water plants. I am just currently missing a lily pad, just a lily pad here or there. And all of that will be in this barrel over on that side. I tried to make it look like there was some kind of creeping vines growing out from the pond, kind of overtaking this area. And I feel like this turned out well. Unfortunately, you cannot manage the growth of these vines that well as you can with other stuff. With these glowberries, you can use shears at the end, just snip them, and they won't grow anymore, which is nice. And unfortunately, you can't use that with the vines there. But speaking of glowberries, I added them all around here, very similar to the other building, foreshadowing. And I love it. It's a great way to incorporate lighting into a naturalistic kind of build in fun and interesting ways, and I'm such a fan of it. I also try to add a few of the hanging roots in there to show some growth as well. We have a little custom mangrove swamp tree over here with the propagule right in there with all of the different kinds of mangrove stuff in there as well. I think I'll have roots in there. And all kinds of moss stuff is going to be in this one here, and everything related to moss and maybe the lush caves themselves. And over here are more little mini trees here in little pots with their respected sapling and barrels over on this side. And of course, a little path cutting through the center, but bowing out to make way to go around this little pond right here. And I am so happy with this build. And now, with that, let us go take a look at the interior of the flower shop. First, here's the exterior. I added a few more little details on the outside. If we go over here, you can see I added this little gate, which I am just so happy with. I really love how this thing turned out. And I love how the gray candles up at the top make it seem like little spikes. That is such a nice detail. And of course I added some pathing here to really make it feel much more complete. And of course filling in these flower beds with the coral to give it such a nice full body color. What a great look. And also the front of the greenhouse here looks amazing. I love how you can see into everything and see pretty much everything in there. It really gives it so much life and makes it so much more full. Going over on this side of this building, we can see that I'm in one of the potential flower beds here, but going on this side, there are the 2 high flowers that I'm selling right underneath this little awning, and we have them on the inside, or right on top of these pots here. This isn't a standard vanilla function, but I did add a data pack that allows me to do this. And I'm just so happy. I feel like this is a great feature that should be in the base game. I don't know why it's not. Going around to the front, let's take a look at the interior. And here it is, just a simple little flower shop with as much little details as I possibly could try to fit into the space. And I'm just so happy with it. Of course, over here in the front window, we do have a little wandering trader saying hi. We do have these coral here at the front in the little flower beds to really show some great pops of color from the windows. And we have hanging potted plants scattered around here and there just to give some more dimension up and down. And of course these shelves here that house all of the different flowers. Every single kind of flower is here except the wither rose. I have yet to put the wither rose in here. And of course the spore blossom is featured over there. I might include it here as well. These are all the barrels for the stock of all the different kinds of flowers. And here is a little cash register and a spot right over here to put these pots, the large pots and the small pots. In the future, I will have either a pillager or a villager over here just being the little shopkeep. I feel like that will be a fun little detail. I wanted to include these small little shrubbery over here, and I feel like this just adds so much to the build itself. And I try to play around with the little stained glass window there with some green and pink stained glass. This definitely lets in a lot more natural light, makes it feel a lot more open. And of course, like I foreshadowed earlier, these are the hanging glowberries which add the light into this area without having the need for torches or anything of the sort. And I am just so happy with them and how they turned out. But one final thing, as you may have noticed, we're missing 2 flowers, of course excluding the wither rose and the spore blossom. Let's go over here and check on the sniffers. I went too far. Here they are, all grown up and digging around. I just love the sniffer. I think it is one of the biggest passive mobs, and they're just so unique. I just love the decoration of them, the style. So these guys are walking around on this moss here, and periodically they will dig up the seeds. While I've been up there on top building, these sniffers have been digging around here, digging up a ton of seeds passively. So let's go down into our little collection system and see how much we have. Ooh, we have quite a bit. Torch flower and pitcher pods. So let's take some of these and get these going. All right, let's get this set up right over here. The pitcher pods themselves need to be on tillable ground, so I'm just going to add that there. That way water doesn't spill everywhere. Let's put the pitcher pods. I think we're right above the sniffers. We could hear them. There they are, right over there. So these are torchflower seeds, and these ones are pitcher pods. Ooh, planting the past. All right, let's get those going. I think I only really need this here. And then the torchflower seeds. I can't place these. Maybe they also need to be on the tillable ground. Let's find out. Let's get the bone meal out. Ooh. There we are. There is the pitcher pod. Very nice. Let's see. Can I break it? Perfect. Perfect. Now let's see. Torchflower seeds, those also need to be on tillable ground. And there we go. Look at that. What a nice plant. Of course, I would love if this gave off light, like the name implies, torchflower, but that's okay. Let's grow these guys up here. Beautiful. Oh, so nice. Okay, now that we have a few of these plants here, let's go ahead and put them right over on this side of the building. I feel like this will be a great area to kind of hide and tuck away these new and ancient plants. So maybe let's do something like this here. Get one of each. Oh, nope, not like that. There we go. I feel like that's good. All right, now let's alternate them here. And how we do the plants on top of these decorated pots here with the data pack is we're going to put the item frames on top, just like this. Not like that, just like that. And then we're going to put this regular flower pot in there, and then that activates the data pack, which allows us to put plants and flowers right on top. So we got the pitcher plant there. Boom! There it is. Oh, lovely. And then let's alternate with the torch flower. Ooh, beautiful. It makes it really big in here. My goodness. Maybe I should alternate them so that you can see it as you're walking on by. Yeah, let's alternate. There we go. Torch flower there. Pitcher plant there. Perfect. Oh, that's lovely. Pitcher plant. And then torch flower. There we go. Awesome. Maybe should I put another one here? Let's do torch flower there. Perfect. Oh, that's amazing. That is incredible. And now with these flowers being here, that completes this whole area. Both of these intricate builds are done. I had so much fun working on these builds. It was quite a challenge getting them designed and laid out with their askew positioning and also filling it with a ton of interior details, a lot of which I have never done before. And I am so happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! Did pick up a mushroom though, so that's really cool. On my way to go find some and I heard that there are but and with these two buildings complete,